think Tribe Gaming will be taking the edge here. Let's go see who we've got on the lineups here. Tribe Gaming, we're starting off with Nabrox, Yo-Yo23, Kronos, Rikiras, and Exorcist. And then let's take it over here to VN Esporting, where we've got Hawk, iPro, Exo, Danny, and 2 more in there as well. But we're starting it off straight away here for Exo, Danny, and we've got the Flame Flinger there on the north-hand side, supported there by the Queen, and looks like we'll be pulling through here with a Lalo, Lex.
Yes, VN Esporting versus Tribe Gaming. Let's do it. Got your popcorn ready, and Queen Charge Lalo to kick it off. My favorite attack in Clash of Clans. It has been for years, and Danny using that wall breaker to bust open the open corner even more. You can see he's trying to get his Queen in toward that Eagle section. She can reach the Eagle from outside the walls. Take a note of his Queen going to early ability there, though, even though he tried to save it with an invisibility spell.
Yeah, that Flame Flinger is going for that scatter shot at the moment. The healer's also taking quite a bit of a hit here from that multi-inferno, and the Queen's still pathing towards the scatter shot here as well, which means the healers are going to remain in range of that damage. Exo Danny trying to freeze it up here, but with only one more freeze remaining, the Queen goes down, and the healers will be going down here, unfortunately, as well.
Oh, that's super unfortunate. You can tell the Queen was supposed to go in toward the Eagle Artillery, supposed to get the Rage Tower, that multi-targeting Inferno on the left, maybe even one more wall breaker to the Gold Mines to let Queen get all 3 Inferno Towers, but she just did not path the way he was expecting her to, and he might be in big trouble here now. Sending the Lalo and the Champion from the right side of the base. Obviously, his new priority is to make sure you at least get the Town Hall and maximize percent, but it doesn't seem to be going quite the way he wanted it to go so far.
No, unfortunately not. That Eagle Artillery is still striking pretty hard on all these remaining troops there, and all of these are getting picked off one by one around that Town Hall compartment. The Giga Poison also did quite a bit of damage, and World Champion will chain off and help get some additional health back, but unfortunately she will also be going down here, and with about a minute left, we have no loons remaining, and it's all about how much percent that we can pick off towards the end of the attack here. Not exactly the opening that we were hoping for VN Esporting. We're at the 70s at the moment. Also a little bit low on percentage here. Quite unfortunate to open up the wall.
Yes, it is unfortunate indeed. I will say that his Lalo there was pretty nice. Was able to clear through everything. Got the Town Hall with a nicely timed Warden ability there. So a decent save for 73%, but Tribe Gaming have got to be happy about that defense. The charge not going the way that VN Esporting wanted it to there. And if Tribe Gaming can bounce on that, get a triple early in this match, it's going to give a huge weight off their shoulders going into the rest of the match.
Oh, definitely. It was very unfortunate that we couldn't get the Queen for that multi-inferno, and then we had to invest so many spells as well for that multi-inferno to try and keep those healers alive, but unfortunately we didn't manage to push through. A little bit low on percentage, as we said. Ideally, personally, I like to see fails approaching that 90s range. That's kind of like what you ideally want to be, so that towards the end of the attack and the war, that you could maybe take the edge on percentage if that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, definitely, especially since the last update where we've gotten a few extra levels on some of these troops, especially the extra 5 levels on all the heroes. You're seeing it to be pretty commonplace, at least for these top caliber teams, where 90% really is that number you're trying to hit. If you're going to fail, you need to get above 90. Ideally, they're all shooting for triples still, but it's Clash is still a little hard. It's not like Town Hall 14 used to be, where everybody's hitting 3 stars back to back to back all day long.
Yeah, it has definitely gotten much harder, but also I feel like it's gotten much more entertaining. I mean, having every building that makes a difference in here also just puts it on the line and, you know, puts them in the driver's seat, and every building that goes down does count towards a victory at the end of the day.
Indeed. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we ended up tied on stars in a lot of these matches today. But here we go with Nabrox with the first attack for Tribe Gaming today, rocking the Electro Dragons. And take note of the Frosty on the King. I always find it funny seeing the Frosty and some of the unorthodox pets being used. Let's see how he's going to be able to use that.
Yeah, we've got the funneling already set a little bit there on the 3 o'clock side, as well as on the north there from the Queen, which is going to help push all these Electro Dragons directly into those heavy hitting defenses, and as well as getting that blimp on the board as well, so we can use that Warden ability simultaneously to protect all of these Electro Dragons through those heavy hitting defenses and securing that star on the board already by getting that blimp all the way through to that Town Hall compartment. The monolith in the core of the base is being freezed up here since it was targeting some of our defense, our troops in here. That multi-inferno is still standing, hitting on some of our Electro Dragons, and the sweeper is unfortunately knocking them back a little bit, so we'll have to trail around the outskirts of that multi-inferno at first.
Yeah, Nabrak's doing a great job of just overwhelming the middle of the base with all those E-Drags, using all 4 rages really quickly within seconds of each other to just completely annihilate the core. He had some decent E-Drag pathing, although half of them kind of peeled off to the right side. That multi-targeting Inferno is kind of the biggest threat right now that no E-Drags are going for. The Queen cannot reach. She can get that gold storage. She goes to ability, and now she's going to beat on a wall here, so it might be up to the Royal Champion to come save the day.
Yeah, the Royal Champion can jump directly over these walls for the multi-inferno. The Queen does finally break through that wall, but will be going down here. That final freeze spell deployed here as we try and take the enemy Queen down just in time. The Royal Champion ability does get that multi-inferno down. The Diggy is doing a fantastic job at stunning his defenses, but the skeletons popping up will be distracting the Royal Champion, and she'll be continuing to take some damage here. Oh, she's low, but I don't think we can make it through those final 3 defenses.
So close. If only he had just 2 or 3 balloons for the back end there, he could have had it. I think the Skelly Trap saved the base there at the very end. The Royal Champion was ready to snipe those last couple defenses, but the Skellies are her weakness, and while she's working on those Skellies, the Tesla, the Archer Tower, just absolutely go to town on her.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate there towards the end, and quite the epic trap there just to save that extra star there from VN Esporting, which means at the moment we're tied up on stars, but percentage, as we said, being in those 90s is where you want to be. And Nabrak's putting Tribe in the best position possible, having it being a fail, putting them at a 96% there, giving them that extra little bit of edge going into that second round of attacks.
Definitely 96 compared to 73, so we're looking at a 23 building lead, I think, if I mathed correctly there. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong, but quite the percentage lead so far. But if VN Esporting hit a triple right here on their next attack, they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on Tribe Gaming to hit a triple as well.
Oh, definitely. Putting 1 triple on the board definitely passes the ball back into the other team's court, meaning that you have to triple it back up there as well, otherwise you'll be giving the star percentage, star lead back over. So it really does make a difference there to put pressure on, and at the moment, Tribe are putting a little bit of pressure there on VN Esporting, but again, we'll see what happens with the next attack. I'm hoping we see some triples in here too.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of attacks VN Esporting are going to bring for us. Queen Charge Lalo in the first one, I feel like they do quite a few different attacks, so looking forward to maybe seeing an E-Titan smash, maybe some Sui Lalos or some Zap Lalos. And speaking of the E-Titans, that's exactly what Hawk is bringing here today with the lightning spells. Where do you think he's going to use those?
I mean, we have a lot. We've got a flame flinger here as well. So usually when we do Electro Titans, you try and get some nice value there by clearing out maybe an Expo, which does outrange them here. So you can get an Expo with a multi-inferno there as well. We've got that Warden Walk already starting there on the southern side. Sometimes you like to use them around the Monolith because the Monolith is also doing some pretty heavy-duty damage. And we need that Town Hall active there as well with the Quake. So we actually are doing the Zap Quake around the Monolith, but unfortunately one of those Zaps were a little bit misplaced. Or was it the Builder that did manage to get an extra take on that?
It might have been one of the Builder huts. I think at least 3, maybe all 5 Builder huts can reach the Monolith, and I think 1 or 2 of them got a couple of healing ticks off before he dropped the last Zaps, because he tried to split up the Zaps 3 and 3. And when you do that, it takes an extra second or so, and it gives the Builder enough time to repair, and that's super unfortunate, because I don't want to say they're swag Zaps, but he missed the main building that he was trying to get.
Yeah, a lot of spells was invested in here, and the plan is to get that Flame Flinger to work its way towards that Town Hall, and once it does approach that Monolith, it will be forcing open, so we'll see what happens as that Flame Flinger is now starting to make its way towards that Town Hall. And in the meanwhile, we have pulled the Warden over, and with the funnel by the King, you can get these Electro Titans already towards those heavy-hitting defenses, towards that triple multi-Inferno area.
Yeah, that's a great point. Sometimes I forget that the Monolith can actually outrange the Flame Flinger because I'm just not used to ever seeing it used on a Monolith side of the base, but this is going to be big trouble here for Hawk as the Flame Flinger already busted open. Another E-Titan and Yeti coming out, and he's going to have to send the Royal Champion for the Town Hall now. This is plan B, Coco.
Yes, the Royal Champion doesn't have many defenses surrounding it, so with that Diggy at hand as well as a freeze, we shall secure that additional star, but unfortunately it's not really ideal to see that Royal Champion being used there. We would have got some nice value around the other corners of the base here, and unfortunately there's Multi-Inferno there as well in the core. We won't be able to get that Royal Champion for the Multi-Inferno. I don't think the Royal Champion ability is shading off as well to the Scatter Shot, but we have no wall breakers and no access directly for that Multi-Inferno in the core.
You still got quite a few troops moving around the outside. The Queen, unfortunately, gets targeted by that scatter shot. She goes down, but look at these well-timed headhunters to help take out the champion. Are they going to be able to get her? There's only one left. Oh, maybe not. Now the champion hiding inside that closed wall compartment. The King just going to be beaten on a wall. The Wizard might be able to reach over and help take her out.
Yeah, we got a few more troops that we can use to get some additional percentage. You can see that Rocket Loon did attempt to get that one Archer Tower down there on that right-hand side, but again, unfortunately, the King will be going down here with no Phoenix as well at hand to get some additional oomph out of it. We'll be calling it even here now at in the 80s. I think we're gonna get that one Archer Tower down here. We should be able to get it down, putting us at an 88%.
Better percentage from VN Esporting this time, but still not enough for the triple, and Tribe Gaming, they got to be feeling good about that. Their defenses are holding up so far, and they probably are working on their plans right now. Got a few good plans in the book, so they got to be feeling pretty solid right now.
Yeah, they'll be looking pretty good. I mean, 288 is a bit better than the previous attack, so they could make a comeback from this one. But again, as you said, it's all about the next attack from Tribe Gaming. The last one was a pretty close one then towards a triple. I mean, if it's just as close, then Tribe Gaming will be holding strong still. And we've got the next attack in already, and it's Yo-Yo coming in with a bit of a combo smash attack here. We've got those Electro Titans as well as those Super Bowlers.
Yes, always fun to see the Super Bowlers and the new Apprentice Warden. Sometimes I see pros able to get really good value with this new Apprentice Warden, and sometimes he kind of steps funny and dies early, so I'm very interested to see how he's going to use that Apprentice Warden here. Does he just go with the main group? Is he going to be meant for maybe the King on the outside of the base? We'll have to wait and see, but this Warden walk stepping up for the scatter shot to make an early funnel. Now he's using that invis spell because the rage spell actually missed the healers. Just a slight misplay with the rage spell, but not the end of the world. Just going to cost him an invisibility spell there.
Yeah, we did unfortunately miss those healers there, which did not give as much health back as possible to counter those defenses targeting our Warden. And now after that scatter shot's gone down, we can pull that Warden over there towards that right-hand side. And as you can see, Yo-Yo has also cleared out some of those buildings around the outskirts of that Eagle Artillery, which is going to force all of these troops in towards the Eagle Artillery area, and hopefully also connected there with that jump spell towards that Monolith.
Yeah, and you can see that Apprentice Warden being used just in combination with the King on the top side of the base. Really clever usage of the Apprentice Warden because it is giving the King a massive HP buff all by himself. And the Log Launcher, not only getting him through the core, but it's also meant to pre-trigger that invisibility tower, which is exactly what it does. So I like to see that. It pops the Warden ability to fight the CC troops and make his way into the core of the base, but now there's going to be a lot of damage here on the Queen, on the Warden, as he makes his way toward the Town Hall section.
Yeah, having already used that Warden ability might also make it a little bit problematic. As you can see, there's also some hidden Teslas there that pop up there, bring that Town Hall, and all these troops are also going to be sat here in that Giga Poison, and these healers. Let's see how much health we can get back on all these different troops. We do have an Ice Golem still standing here, which does freeze a lot of these defenses that are still remaining. We've got that Queen ability that was forced here as well, just to get some additional value. And Queen's looking pretty strong at the moment. That Unicorn's keeping her at almost full health.
Yeah, that late Ice Golem freeze was actually so clutch. It froze up the multi for quite a while, which did keep a lot of things alive. The bowlers were low on health for a little bit there. The Apprentice Warden was also getting hit pretty hard, but with the multi getting frozen, the healer's able to get everybody back up to full health. All of a sudden, this is crushed. He's got 2 heroes left over 10 seconds to spare, and the first 3-star of this match.
Yes, what a beautiful triple to be there as well on the board. I mean, it was really nicely thought out. We had that first jump spell that didn't connect all the way through, so that log launcher that opened up the remaining walls there as well was also nice and valuable, and that beautiful ice golem at the freeze there just to stop all that damage as everything does try and push through that Giga Poison, and also lets those healers get as much health back as possible was really valuable.
Yeah, that Ice Golem coming out of, I think that one was in the log launcher, right? I think he had his own early, but usually the ones you deploy early do not survive all the way to the end like that. So that one coming out of the log launcher, a very solid choice to put in the CC for that particular attack. Just overall, a great plan from Yo-Yo23. We usually see really good attacks from him.
Yeah, I mean, this is why he's one of the fan favorites there as well. He's done phenomenal all the way through the tournament as well. So you do love to see that come through all the way through until that grand final. I mean, that Royal Champion at the very end there as well was clutch. And we've got the next attack coming in here from iPro now on Rikira's base. And we have a little bit more of a hero dive Lolo. This time, I think we've got a Stone Slammer in the mix there. We'll see if we do use the Stone Slammer here. We've started off with the Queen there on that north-hand side. And then, actually, I missed the healers there, so we're doing a bit of a Queen charge, Lolo.
Yes, well, you never know. Maybe he can do a king charge here. We have seen it once or twice.
I mean, that Queen's starting to get some nice pathing here now with those Coco Loons testing for any potential traps. We don't want to lose any of those heroes, the healers early. We want to put them on our Queen as she starts to make her way towards that scatter shot compartment. Got that funneling already set around the outside of that base, just so she does have the pathing she needs to get that scatter shot down, and as well as sending that king in there. He's going to clear up a little bit around the outskirts. He won't be going for that multi-inferno compartment just yet, though.
Yeah, this Rage Tower going off on the right side of the base, making the scatter shot and the Expo do double damage, so he's got to use a bunch of these spells to help keep that Queen healthy. And it's very interesting to see the King wrap around here into the same section as the Queen. It's making things a little chaotic. The Queen going to ability, it makes it very hard to tell when you need to use spells, when the King is distracting half the defenses but then goes down like this. He's trying hard, but there are so many defenses to keep hitting this Queen right now. Yeah,
she's looking a little bit tough here. I mean, we've got all 3 Expos currently on her. The invisibility spell maybe a little bit misplaced here, since a little bit those healers were slightly out of range, and those Eagle Artillery shot selects hitting so hard, and these healers are super low as we start to approach that Town Hall now. And without that ability, oh, the Eagle Artillery is now on our Queen. We're investing that final freeze. The Queen does start to take that Town Hall down and secure that star for iPro.
Yes, and notice her getting the air sweeper right there as well just before going down was actually so important. Otherwise, it would have been hitting all the balloons right now, and we don't have any more haste spells, no more free spells. In fact, no more spell support at all. His Stone Slammer goes down, and he does have a few extra balloons and a Dragon Rider to help out. Has the Royal Champion in there in the mix, and the Royal Champion inside the Warden aura, inside the Warden ability, often can get really good extra value here, and it's looking pretty solid. That Queen charge was struggling getting to the middle of the base, but the Lalo just had an easy time through this the bottom and left section of the base. Diggy's still alive and able to stun the Monolith, and it's looking like the first 3-star for VN Esporting.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good there. The Royal Champion came in clutch with the ability taking some damage there on those last few defenses as well. And this triple is exactly what VN Esporting needs, since Yo-Yo did put the pressure on there as well. So if they get a defense, they're calling it even on stars then as well. Yeah,
overall just a really nice plan for that base. You could tell it was the right plan because I think he even lost the Queen ability early, had to use maybe the Invis spell when he wasn't quite expecting to, having to freeze where the Rage Tower was. It feels like the spells weren't 100% efficient, but the plan was just too good. Queen getting as much value as she did into the core of the base, and even the wall break letting her snipe the Town Hall and the second sweeper as well, made it to where the Lalo just had an easy time with only one haste spell.
Yeah, we got a lot of those major defenses down as well after that vulnerability, you know, started to pan out there, and those loons, they managed to push all the way through because there was not that much splash damage left. I mean, we had that monolith up at the final corner there of that base, but with all those loons that were still standing and those heroes, it was more than enough to push through, since that can only target one troop at a time. And Exorcist is coming in, and this is a new attack that we haven't seen just yet, and we've got a Queen Charge Mass Hog attack coming in.
Oh yeah, Queen Charge Hogs have definitely made a comeback into the meta since the last update. Before the last update, it was not popular at all, especially at Town Hall 14 as well, but now in the current meta, we are seeing quite a few pros using the Queen Charge Hogs, and a lot of them have been doing it without healing spells as well, and that's exactly what Exorcist is doing today. Take note of this invisibility spell early, having to be used to force Queen into this little wall break section where he wants her to take the Town Hall right away.
Yeah, nicely identified there, so we can get that Queen directly for that Town Hall. As you said, all of these defenses in here are being raged up, so Exodus is making sure that his Queen and healers are also raged up here as well, just so we can push through all those defenses. That Queen does go to ability here. We've got those Clan Castle troops coming out here. Those Ice Golems will be slowing that Queen down. That one Expo did redirect onto the King that has already forced his ability, as he's just trying to clear up around the outskirts of the base. He does have the pathing that he needs as well to go for that scatter shot there. Does have the Phoenix at hand, and here we go. We've already started with those hogs coming in from that 9 o'clock side directly for the multi-inferno. There is a rage spell tower in here, which you have to be careful for, since that can do a lot more damage on these hogs as we push through.
Yeah, I really like how he's handled this charge so far, getting the Queen into the Town Hall section, and then she fights the CC right afterwards, and then that gives enough time for the Giga Poison to expire so she can continue charging in that compartment. The hog part is looking a little interesting so far. He lost all the hogs, at least the main group of hogs, in that first compartment, but popping the Warden ability and allowing the Royal Champion to move through, he still has a chance here with the Royal Champion ability. Will she clear this farm on the bottom side of the base?
I mean, that Royal Champion ability is going to give her some additional health here as we go for those last few defenses. Queen stuck there on those walls, trying to make her way to join forces and help on cleanup duty. But with all these loons, we got some Yetis and the Electro Titans still remaining. We have got yet another triple for Tribe Gaming, which means they will still be holding their advantage with 2 final attacks still remaining.
Yes, and this is exactly what we expected to see. Once tribes start getting on a roll, they tend to just hit triple after triple after triple. Another very good plan right there, this time from Exorcist with the Queen Charge, with the Hog Riders. When he first popped the Queen ability, I was wondering if that was a mistake or what was going on, but I think he actually handled it perfectly. He could have used a poison and a freeze to try and get those rocket balloons and to keep the Queen alive, because there was a scatter shot, 2 Expos hitting her, a lot of damage, but just using the Queen ability like he did there actually allowed him to save extra spells for the Hogs, for the Royal Champion, so that ended up being the more efficient way to do it.
Yeah, redirected some of those defenses off onto other troops there as well. I think the King got the Expo on him as well, which did help relieve a little bit of stress off of our Queen there. And as you can see, the Queen stayed alive all the way through until the very, very end there. So very well done and very well executed there from Exorcist.
Exactly, and now this is going to put crazy amounts of pressure on VN Esporting. They really need to 3-star their next attack, because not only are they down by a star, but they are down on percent as well. So realistically, VN Esporting need to come in with the mentality that they have to triple their last 2 attacks here to have any sort of chance.
Definitely, and they have to hope for a defense. Let's see how much the base builder will play a part there in the next few attacks from Tribe Gaming. Will VN Esporting get some defenses in there? This is exactly what they need. As you said, they need to keep those triples up and hope for those defenses as we go into the next attack here. We've got Demo up for VN Esporting. We've got Demo coming in with some super bowlers in here. We're going to start that Warden walk around that Town Hall compartment area. We do have that early damage coming in here from that Expo. We have to rage up the Warden as well as the healers. Don't want to force that Warden ability too early. That's quite a valuable ability that we don't want to be wasting here very, very early on, which is going to help give us some funding around that Town Hall compartment. At the moment, we do have a blimp selected as well to support that. Whether or not that will change, we shall see. We can get some easy access to that Town Hall compartment for that first start on the board. And we're going to pull that Warden over so we can get them to follow that Queen with those golems and get those Super Bowlers dropped as we enter that Scattershot compartment on the 9 o'clock side.
Yes, it was a very interesting spot for the initial Warden walk, but he just wanted a little first layer funnel. He wasn't going deep for any sort of expo or scattershot, just to set up the pathing for the Queen walk with the bowlers going into the 9 o'clock section of the base. You can see that battle blimp with the Warden ability and the jump spell giving bowlers access to everything in the middle. Let's see what's going to be in his blimp in combination with the rage. Looks like a Yeti bomb right there. Finding the tornado trap, getting the Town Hall, and hopefully both of these expos, a couple balloons going over to help out.
Yeah, well, everything's pushing through pretty nicely with still taking quite a bit of damage, and there's a lot of walls here, so that jump is trying to help connect them. So I think we're still going to get stuck on quite a few walls here in the core of the base. We do have those heroes trying to push through from that northern side with a few headhunters to help support them up against that enemy king, and we're still holding on to that king ability as well as the royal champion ability. As you can see, the Queen and the Electro Titans, they just managed to make their way through to get some of those last few defenses down to help the royal champion out. And nice wall breaker there at the very, very end from Demo to give that king access to that final Scattershot compartment. Scattershot is hitting pretty hard on these healers that are still remaining, so Demo did invest that final spell there to try and keep them alive so we can help get as much health back on the remaining troops and heroes as possible.
Yeah, not a lot of troops left here. Looking pretty close, but with this one E-Titan still at full health, the king out in front distracting. Look at that nice wizard on the cannon. He notices the cannon's distracted, getting that wizard to take it out. Can it get it? Oh, not quite. But I think the Queen has a decent shot of being able to finish the base. Question is, does he have enough time? If there are any more skelly traps, he might run into time issues.
Yeah, we've got 20 seconds remaining, 10 buildings still left. The Queen ability is forced here just to get a little bit of power through those last few defenses. The Dicky is also still up here, which is supporting the Queen. The Electro Titan clearing up around the outside of the base does go down, leaving us just with a wizard. We've got 5 seconds. We've got 2 buildings. That last wizard tower is low, and unfortunately, we have a 99% coming in from Demo. So heartbreaking there at the very end of that attack.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. They really needed that 3-star, and the 99 has just got to feel like salt in the wound. Oh, they're going to be hoping for some crazy hardcore defenses now in order to have a chance. We'll see what kind of bases they have in store, but man, that was a solid plan. I almost kind of wish he had a second jump spell, because those bowlers just got stuck in the middle of the base and got picked apart forever.
Yeah, there was a lot of really compact compartments there in the core, surrounded by a lot of walls, and as you can see that they didn't really push through too well, but we had a lot of cleanup around the outside. But that might have been what the problem was. The time was just a little bit of a constraint here. Maybe we could have invested a little bit less, maybe the Warden walk, maybe we could have done a different planning there, maybe for the funneling to save that rage spell to hopefully get that extra rage jump. But I mean, 99, I mean, it worked well. We just needed to speed up the process a little bit more, and we've got the final the next attack coming in from Kronos for Tribe Gaming. We've got some super dragons here.
Yeah, we're seeing quite the variety from Tribe Gaming today. I think every single member doing a different attack, which is fun to see. Several lightning spells there. Did he take out, what was that, the Eagle Artillery early? So a heavy lightning investment, getting the Eagle, a Rage Tower, and I believe an Expo. Now we're seeing the Flame Flinger from the south side of the base to make half of the Super Drag funnel, the Rocket Balloons on the right side to make the other half of the funnel, and then I'm guessing Super Dragon straight into the Town Hall section.
Yeah, straight into the Town Hall section always scares me, because if we do find that Tornado Trap and that vulnerability wears off, the Giga Poison does hit quite hard, so we'll see where we'll be finding that Tornado Trap. We've got the funneling, as you said, already set, and the first 2 Super Dragons on the board here from Kronos, which is going to give us some additional funneling as they start to group up directly in front of this multi-inferno. The Warden, of course, following. A few loons in here as well to find any potential trap. The Rage Spell Tower will be going off, which means these Super Dragons and loons will be taking a lot more damage. got a freeze in here as well, so we can stop those Town Hall damage. The Warden ability going off here as they come in range of that Monolith here as well. Looking a bit spicy as we start to take damage from that Monolith as the Warden ability wears off.
Yeah, just like you were afraid of, the Tornado Trap there causing the early Warden ability, and then the Monolith and Giga Poison just working together to do a lot of damage here. He's investing quite a few freezes, in fact all of his freezes, just to get through that Monolith. And if he doesn't get the CC building, oh, he won't. There could still be Ice Golems or a Lava Hound in there waiting to come out and distract his Royal Champion. Now he's got to be really careful and think really hard about which side he wants to use this champion from.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's absolutely no Super Dragons remaining, and it's all about that hero value. We don't have a lot of spells either. We've only got that poison spell, and those Clan Castle troops do just get pulled here as well. So we invest that poison to help speed up the process of getting those troops down. The Royal Champion's coming through here as well, but also will get distracted by that Hound, and will also be in range of these defenses here. The Queen, she's slowly losing more and more health here. We're going to have to force these abilities soon as we approach that Expo in here as well.
With the champion still alive, oh, he lost the Diggy though. The Queen pops her ability, has the Unicorn, going to get through the Expo. I have a feeling the Queen could power through all of this, maybe, but he's already out of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's that one Clan Castle in the middle there as well that does need a bit of cleanup and no troops left. Unfortunately, the Queen, we didn't have that ability to hold on to towards that top hand corner. We had to use that a little bit earlier on past that multi-inferno and the Expo. 87 coming in here from Kronos. But, I mean, they're in a good position still. The 87 is still a decent percentage in comparison to what we had from the Esporting. So they're still holding that lead strong since they had those 2 triples on the board already.
Yes, indeed. The percentage still heavily in favor of Tribe Gaming by, I think, like 23 buildings or so still. So even if VN Esporting are able to pull off this triple on their last attack, they're going to have to get a really good defense, which could happen. I mean, we could see it. This definitely is not over yet, but it's all going to start with this next attack from VN Esporting. It's now or never. They have to hit the triple.
Oh, definitely. They really do. They want to be in the best position possible. And with the 299 that we had previously, that was so unfortunate. We really need that triple on the board. We'll see what we've got. And as you mentioned, we've seen quite the variety of attacks in here. And we've got some more super bowlers coming in here from Eltano with that log launcher. 1 jump as well. So if we get that jump and then get those log launchers to open those last few walls here.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of these players bringing the Skelly spell today on these Super Bowler attacks. We saw it on that 99% from VN Esporting. I'm not sure if either of us called it out, but he did use a skeleton spell to distract the Monolith, and it worked out really well to get the King and Champion moving through that upper side of the base. So let's see how Eltano is going to be using this skeleton spell on this one. The Warden walk early to go for the scatter shot, and then what's he going to do to set it up after that?
Yeah, that Warden walk is pretty nice there. We got some nice value. Nothing really heavy hitting on the Warden as well, so we don't need to invest those rages just yet to help keep him alive. We're clearing up pretty nicely, but Warden's got that one wizard to help out there as well. He is approaching that Queen, so probably have to keep an eye on that. There's the Queen on our Warden now, which we do nicely identify. So Eltano does invest that free spell, which means the Queen, she does step back. She doesn't go for anything else there. And we've got that Warden pathing through with those Electro Titan and the bowlers through directly for that Monolith and farm. And since that King is giving us the funnel there on that north-hand side, are we going to lose some bowlers?
This Archer Queen just sniped all of his healers. This is bad news for Eltano, and his Queen goes to ability because of this defensive Queen. Oh my goodness. I think he meant for the Warden walk to take out the scatter shot, but he might have misplaced that Warden by a tile or two. I mean, this is just already looking a little rough. The Super Bowlers all walk toward the outside as well. His bowlers all on the outside. His Warden goes up with them. The Queen already used her ability. I'm honestly questioning if he's even going to be able to get the Town Hall at this point, Coco.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit problematic. Those bowlers that walked, the healers that went down, and there's not that much still remaining. And we're investing these freezes to try and freeze up the Town Hall, but these rages The Rage Spell Tower doing so much damage there on a World Champion that was still remaining. And unfortunately, the Town Hall will stand at the end of the attack here from Exorcist's base. This is very, very heartbreaking for VN Esporting.
Oh, yes, indeed. It all started with that Warden walk. I think he misplaced him by a tile. The Warden was supposed to get the scatter shot, but then even after that, the Archer Queen on defense just placed in such a perfect spot where she was able to start tagging the Warden. That costed Eltano a freeze, and then even after he froze and got the Warden back on track, the healers coming in from such an angle to where the defensive Queen was able to pick them all off one by one by one. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Eltano. That was not a part of the plan there at all for VN Esporting.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure we're even on stars right now, but Tribe Gaming have a whole attack remaining. So anything that they get at this point will just be giving them that extra lead. As you can see, we've got 10 stars each and quite the percentage there as well on Tribe Gaming before that final attack even. Very, very unfortunate from Eltano there at the very, very end. Not exactly how you want to see the attack ending, but if you are a VN Esporting fan, it is not over for them just yet. They will be jumping through to that lower bracket, and they can still make it all the way, so that's not the last that you're going to see of them.
Yes, exactly. We're still going to get to see them play again today against somebody else who's going to be in the lower bracket, but still got to get through this attack. We still got to get through this attack. Maybe this is the best base we've ever seen, and it can get a 0-star defense. We got to wait and see.
A 0-star defense? I don't know if we've seen a 0-star defense in a while now. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's Town Hall 15. After all, we've got a Skelly Donut coming in here from Rikira's on that Clan Castle and the Monolith. And what was the other defense? I think we got an Expo down there as well. Nice value coming in there from Rikira's, which is also going to help that the Flame Flinger there on that right-hand side, since the Expos do outrange the Flame Flinger. There is a mortar which we do have to be aware of, so just keep that in mind there from Rikira's. And we've got those heroes already starting off there on that north-hand side.
Yes, the Flame Flinger getting several defenses on the right side. The King meant to go in toward the Eagle Artillery section. Now, there are a couple Teslas here that he might have not anticipated, so will the King still be able to clear the entire section? I think he will, as long as there's not too many Skelly traps, but even if there is, he brought the Valkyrie, so Rikira is thinking about everything. But look at this King dipping all the way out to go to the other section.
Yeah, we're getting that left-hand side compartment down. The scatter shot will go down. Quite unfortunate we didn't get anything to go directly for that Eagle Artillery compartment just yet. As you can see, that Yeti is distracting that mortar really, really nicely for that Flame Flinger to continue doing damage on these defenses. Get that scatter shot down there on that right-hand side, which is huge value from a Flame Flinger. And then we still got those troops, which can also potentially go for that Eagle Artillery area. The Queen's trying to break through these walls here, Lex, as well, to go for that Eagle Artillery compartment.
Yes, her and the Flame Flinger and possibly the troops inside should be able to clear the Eagle section. Now it's all about the Lalo in the Town Hall. 2 Inferno Towers and a Rage Tower means he's got to pop the Warden ability early to keep the Loons alive. He does get the Town Hall, but now the Tornado Trap's spinning him in circles, and he's losing a lot of balloons here. Good thing he was able to save the Royal Champion, though, as she's coming in from the bottom side of the base.
Yeah, the Eagle Artillery is down, but unfortunately, we lose all the troops from that Clan Castle as well, which means that the Royal Champion has to make her way through these last few defenses, and the Queen. We got that invisibility spell dropped from Rikira's just to protect that Royal Champion from the enemy Queen since she was already low. But the Royal Champion has to go all the way back up towards that multi-inferno. We've got some freezes still at hand there as well. The Royal Champion ability can chain off, does a lot of damage on that multi-inferno. The Giga Poison is slowing that Royal Champion down. 23 seconds though. I think that Royal Champion has got it.
He was able to get some nice value out of that Royal Champion, able to hold on to a freeze spell, and even with all of his balloons dying in that Town Hall section, he had a brilliant plan with that Royal Champion on the bottom side, able to clean up the rest of the base, and it is going to be a 3-star and a victory for Tribe.